Hello everyone, today we are addressing this Zoom to the topic which is devices and procedures, its immediate consequences on the skin tissue, and how can GERnétic minimize the harmful effects. The world of aesthetics is sucked with technology that started to grow about 30 years ago. However, devices and procedures have always been used in this area. And we have here some examples of what was done in this area in the beginning of the last century. Nowadays, we can perform medical procedures or take advantage of several devices. Medical procedures are less ablative than surgery, and on the other hand, medical procedures are more ablative than devices. Also, the devices can perform mechanical stimulation or electrical stimulation. Regardless of the type of stimulus used, the immediate consequences of using this type of devices or procedures is very similar in the skin. Sensitivity, redness, edema, inflammation, and others. Regarding procedures, well, we need to understand that they can normally be directly associated with genetic protocols and be integrated in the same session protocol. But even so, in many situations, the association should be carried out with great caution, especially if the procedure involved the introduction of some component in the skin at an intradermal level. Here are some examples of some procedures performed on the face, such as plasma, fillers, peelings, and microneedling, but we have others. So, devices, as I said, can be divided into categories: mechanical devices and current or electrical devices. The mechanical devices are normally, they can be normally associated with genetic protocols, as I said. But when we talk about electrical devices, the issue is a little different. Because the current reaches connective tissue, adipose tissue, and sometimes even muscle tissue, it may be necessary to wait a few minutes in order to integrate genetic products in the same session. When we make a protocol integrating genetic and devices or procedures, we have also to take in account the form and the purpose of each device and each procedure. The integration should be done in order to take full advantage. In this case, in the case of devices, we can also give some examples. Lipocavitation, radiofrequency, and vacuum therapy, but there are many others, as some of you may know. So, regardless of what caused the signs that we mentioned earlier concerning the consequences of the using of devices and procedures on the human body, we must prioritize the consequences. As with any genetic diagnosis, we observe the effect in order to make a diagnosis and act on the cause. Therefore, and remembering the consequences of the use of these devices and procedures, we will use products to promote the restoration of the skin. For this, we must take into account the key organs that must be stimulated. In this case, we should stimulate the liver to promote the best possible synthesis of essential nutrients ingested in the food intake. Afterwards, stimulate the blood system in its entirety to, one hand, drain the impurities and in the other hand, help to supply those essential nutrients to each cell. And finally, we should stimulate the body's immune system to help the body to protect itself from external aggressions. With this said, we are going to take advantage of products like Synchro, Immuno, Vasco, Citobi, Venus Special Plus, Vasquartera, and Antipogasta. Those are products that on the face are going to stimulate the regeneration process, to calm down the inflammation process, purify, and have a cleansing action. Also, we have products that are also helping us to absorb and penetrate more in a more fast way the actives that are in them. On the body, we are going to reinforce the blood system, mainly the peripheral one when we talk about microcirculation, but also improve the draining condition. And of course, when we are talking about specific conditions like fat or sagging, products that are going to stimulate and potentialize the action of the device or procedure used, of course. We already understood that our purpose is to soothe the skin, lower the inflammatory process, and regenerate the skin. So as additional products, we are going to use products that are going to enhance the final result of the root products. We are going to soothe redness, for example, with cold cream mousse, Sensiboost, and Arginine. We are going to protect the skin together with Melano 30 or 50 according to the needs. And we are going to stimulate the skin, nourishing and moisturizing by applying the Marine Face line and even Cells Life. With the correct application of these products in specific protocols developed for each protocol, for each device and each procedure, we will achieve this kind of actions. We will decrease the inflammation process and redness. We will decrease the skin sensitive and discomfort sensations. We will improve, of course, and restore the skin protection barrier. We will improve the skin immune system. We will stimulate the water and the nutrition income and retain. And we also are going to stimulate the regeneration process. Of course, devices and procedures have beneficial effects, otherwise they wouldn't be used. But the truth is that these same effects are most of the time visible only in medium or long term. What we really notice right away are the disadvantage. And this disadvantage must be taken into account when we take full advantage of our products. The truth is that the effects can finally appear. Well, in the face and for immediately post treatment in cabin, we advise the use of the protocols that you have on your screen right now, regardless of the procedure or device performed. After 24 or 48 hours, you can normally resume your usual cabin protocol of treatments. Well, talking about essential oils, which are very important, we need to say that in this case, we are going to take advantage of Vermicelli aromatica because it has a great action, as you know, on the inflammatory process. But of course, we could also take advantage of cypress because of the circulation stimuli, but also lavender for its regenerating capacity. So we leave to you the option according to the needs of each client. After 24 hours, the customer can normally return to its usual protocol at home. Until then, the client should clean the face and apply a regenerating according to the skin and type condition. So in this case, we'll advise to use derma to wash the face and apply synchronuclea or even CTOB in order to stimulate the nutrition and the regeneration process. When we talk about procedures or devices applied on the body, we can also advise this kind of protocol for the immediate after. We are talking about the protocols of products that are going to enhance the circulatory process and the regeneration. 24 or 48 hours later, normally we can resume to our cabin protocol advised and specifically organized for each case. At home, apply products that are going to help to rebalance the skin, but also products that are specific, adapted to each condition and need. That's why we see here products like Adipogasta or Somitu or even GER therapy. These are just some of the most used devices and procedures that we have in most countries right now. If specifications of the device or procedure are known, we can at any time develop a new specific genetic protocol to be integrated. Well, we are finishing this Zoom for today. Thank you so much for your presence once again, and we'll see each other on our next Zoom. Goodbye.